Welcome back everyone, I'm the Depressed Eeyore and this is Cultist Simulator. Alright, so where we last left off, we're gonna get some trouble, more than likely. We have 2 notoriety, and it's quite possible we're gonna have some trouble, needless to say. Anyway, besides that, everything else is going. I'm about to get some dread, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, she went ahead and grabbed the notoriety. An adversary is asking searching questions about my activities. Oh. Wasted a few seconds there, I apologize. Now, something that's a bit weird is when you load a save. Any cards that are in these activities don't maintain their previous positions, so that's just something you're gonna have to be aware of. I'm just taking a look to see if there's anything I can do about the erudition, and there really isn't. You can technically put it into study, and just as long as you leave the window open, it won't tick the timers for them. But doing that is not reliable at all, and right now my only reliable way of getting erudition is through study. Alright, we got Clovet the Believer. Clovet's determined happiness now borders on the fanatical. She is a heart. The heart relentlessly beats to protect the skin of the world we understand. The heart is the principle that continues and preserves. So, we're getting nice variety, which is good. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and keep doing what we're doing here. We got a couple more. We got at least one named character left. So we'll get that going. Considering the evidence, if a hunter has found notoriety, they will try to use it to create or upgrade evidence. If they're meticulous, they'll always succeed. If they're erratic, they're more likely to fail. But they can occasionally create evidence even without notoriety. So erratic is generally pretty safe, because they'll usually screw it up more often than not. But if they're erratic, there's a chance they can just make evidence even if they didn't actually find anything. Connie Lee is neither. She's not meticulous or erratic. Speaking of, if they're meticulous, you probably want to get rid of them as soon as possible, because any evidence they find will always succeed. And they'll upgrade it. And it'll be bad. Oh, and this slot here takes evidence. It isn't, there's tentative evidence. A hunter has found evidence, real or imagined, of my sins. Hunters with evidence become more dangerous. Evidence may survive the death of the hunter who created it. And then over here, there's damning evidence. Earth Gape, oh no, it will not harbor me. With damning evidence, the Suppression Bureau will be able to convict you. Evidence may survive the death of the hunter who created it. So, not much we can do about it now, because I can't target the hunter anyway, because the hunter is right now occupied in an ability. Okay, that light in the skull may get us erudition. I'm not sure though. Whenever the principle of lantern sheds its light, I may recall additional scraps of knowledge. In any case, I'll go ahead and I don't have any books I can read, right? Latin. I can learn Greek if I want to, but I'm gonna hold off on it as long as I can. Alright, anything else? I think we're okay. That is... okay, that's fascination. That's not a big deal. Alright, we now have... Eau Claire is quiet, meticulous, and remorseless. Aspect Winter. We've already read about that before. So now we have a winter aspect follower, or believer rather. So we got one of most of the types, which is good. We also have a few hanger-ons. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just start gathering knowledge, or gathering more people. I might as well. I mean, talking to people and gathering only gets me Mystique, and Mystique is not really an issue. I did turn down the volume a smidge. I was a little concerned about the sound where it takes you to this board. Buzzing in the brain we don't really need. We've been doing Temple of the Wheel. Let's go visit the well at least once. Kind of wanted that peculiar rumor, but that's okay. Actually, the peculiar rumor tends to get you freaking notoriety, so probably we didn't want it. An awareness of appetite. Every sense is heightened, every sensation deepened. This is a second order influence for the rail type. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the cards I want from this. The well in the wood is never dry, but it is never clear. One night it might heave with crawling roots, on another it will pulse with bright moss. On nights of the full moon, its waters are choked with the fat dappled bodies of moths. Last night I saw it brimming with dark vicus blood. Gelatinous shreds drifted on its surface, clots of rail matter. I do like how it presents like an event based off the card you get, which is kind of neat. As well as the location where you got that card. Really nice touch. Where am I putting this? I don't even remember where I put this. We'll put this up here. Alright. And then... yeah. What we want, of course, is Lost History, so we can do more exploration. Like this place. Forgotten Mithraeum. Curiosity seekers have picked over this ancient temple, but there may be a hidden door here somewhere. It's a vault. It's in the capital. Its location. It's unique, so it can only exist once. So, just gathering some more fancy locations. Just, you know, getting stuff done. Alright, I could do some exploration if I want to with one of my, one of these people, which will save me the trouble of using health, but I've already mentioned there's not really much I want to explore. At least for right now. Okay, I am certain that my adversary has lodged a copy of their notes elsewhere, with their solicitor, with their superior, or even with a contact in the press. This is troubling. So, unfortunately, she did manage to get evidence on us. So now this thing will last 10 minutes. And if it gets upgraded, it'll last another 10 minutes. So what we need to do is kind of stay low for the moment and let this run out. There are ways to get rid of it, but they're not ways I am willing to risk right now. And if I fail, or even if I succeed, it will most likely get me notoriety. There's a few things I also forgot to mention that you can actually do with these hunters and stuff. I'll try to reveal that the next time the talking opens. Alright, still working out, still making little bits of money here and there. I'm gonna go ahead and do shopping again. I do have the spare coin. I try to keep around 5 funds on the board, just in case. So we're just making a little bit of money. We're trying to get some history so we can explore. We're trying to get people, and we're trying to get any books we can from the shop. Auctions we can also do, but auctions tend to be, it could be potentially risky as far as money, because other people can bid in and you'll have to spend more money. Okay, erudition, that's what I need. Dusty facts have come clear in my brain for now at least. So I have 4 erudition, which will be enough to upgrade. A collection of poetry. The poet makes himself a seer by an immense, long, deliberate derangement of all senses, the opposite of wisdom, thankfully. Study with 2 glimmerings to gain passion. So this is a stat book. This will get you an additional stat depending on what book it is. So once we upgrade our reason, we'll use that book to upgrade our. We'll get some glimmerings and then just upgrade our passion as well. And that'll put us in some pretty good shape. Exploration-wise, nothing I care about right now, so let's just keep going. Okay, that finishes. We just got Dread. That's not good, but that's okay. We also just got some old, unhappy, far-off things as well, which is going to get us a restlessness. Alright, let's go ahead and pop this in here. We should have enough erudition. We do. Exercise the mind, wiser. I am flush with clever quotations. Knowledge is a city wall built stone by stone, but what waits in the darkness beyond the walls? Why would we need a fortress except that we have something to fear? We'll get that going. Oh, I have been known to break 6 pencils a day. I completely forgot to read some of these. That's okay. I'm just seeing what we could do. Oh, we got another light in the skull. Neat. I could paint. I'm gonna have to paint later, so that's we'll stick with what we have for right now. Alright, we'll find another acquaintance that requires passion. Dark days, I must be careful not to let my doubts creep in. Dread may provoke full-on despair. Alright, occult scrap, I'll take it. This we already know about. Oops. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just do it right now. Boop, get that started. Okay. Collect all those. And just keep it going. Okay, just got a place behind the desire, got another erudition that we don't really need right now. And we got some half-glimpse wistfulness has touched me, so we have restlessness. So we need to get that taken care of. Painting could potentially get us contentment, and that'll counteract this dread that we were about to pick up. Pretty much, very much like the one that takes fascination. Dread will, if we get 3 dread onto that thing, it will potentially kill us because we go insane. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pop a. Alright, I'm gonna wait until I get a passion and then I'll use it. I don't like delaying my timer, but that's fine. Got a glimmering, that's good. Got a reason, that's even better. I've learned enough to know how little I know. So if I use it with 6 erudition, I can get another reason. Alright. So we have a glimmering. We just got a passion. We just got a hanger on. Nothing too special. Oh, speaking of talking, so there's a few things you can do. You can actually talk to the adversary. Arrange a meeting with an adversary. Perhaps we could parlay, or perhaps I could send someone to ambush them. So that's a few hints you can get. Some of the things you can also do is you can discuss occult business with a follower. Significant conversations in a smoky meeting room. What do I need from my follower? Add your cult to send them out on cult business, send them after enemies, or raise another matter. So depending on the type and what sort of things you, what type they are, will decide what sort of cult business they can do. You can also give them something, like for example, if I were to start talking to them, I can mention Connie Lee and they can try to do something about her, or I can mention the evidence and they can try to do something about that. I'm not gonna show any of that off right now because right now I'm just gonna pick up personnel. So let's keep that going. Anyway, over here, our passion went over here for some reason. We're gonna go ahead and paint and get that going. And then in another 9 seconds, I will go ahead and get started with the studying of passion to get a glimmering. If I propose to learn anything, I won't be reading this stuff. Read sentimental literature. Okay, what do we got here? Peculiar rumor. I'm gonna stay away from that because that tends to lead to bad stuff. I'm gonna take the Temple of the Wheel instead. I should have went for the well. That would have gotten us a better history. So subtle flaw. This is just a oh, knock. I actually didn't read about knock. So the knock permits no seal and no isolation. It thrusts us gleefully out of the safety of ignorance. The knock is the principle that opens doors and unseams barriers. Laces uncoil, windows swing open, locks move as if coiled. This is a influence that's used in rites to summon minions. Last night I came in the wood to the high jagged rock called the Temple of the Wheel. Okay, it's all repeated. I don't actually have any passion available. Over here we also have the Strathcon's residence. The house of Mr. Strathcon, a collector of rare objects. Strathcon will not sell his treasures, but a sufficiently cunning accomplice might gain entry. Alright, so unfortunately we're kind of in a holding pattern. The Aspirant really does start with very, very little, unlike the other characters. I was actually watching a bit of Shadowhawk's videos, and he's actually playing as a doctor in that one. And the doctor has a job that literally gets him 2 coins every go. It doesn't even cost him anything. If I was able to make 2 funds every 60 seconds, I would be in a lot better shape. There are ways to make more money, but I can't really afford to take the risk right now. Why does it feel like I'm missing a passion? One's being used. Oh, that's right. It's being used in study and work. That's why I'm missing one. Despair is the wolf that devours thought. You can defeat despair by feeding it contentment. Otherwise, it will destroy you when you reach 3 despair. Right now, we have one dread on it, or reaches 3 dread. I think I said despair again. I apologize. I am a little tired, but I really wanted to record this again. Alright, once again we're attracting attention from Connie Lee. All we have is 1 Mystique here, which all that's going to do is delay, make her hang around longer, as was mentioned by the card itself. We finished the painting, but all we got was some glimmerings, and that's it. So that's a little disappointing. But not the end of the world. So that was my work. Let's go ahead and just keep doing what we're doing here. And the passion just got added to that because of the recruiting. But now we can take this book and then add the glimmerings we just got. Increase my passion, I need more than 1. Read poetry, I'll stoke the fires of my imagination. Boom. Alright, That takes care of that. We're about to have another passion to play around with, which is good. We're a little behind on funds, unfortunately, because we didn't make any money off the painting. We got another mysticism because of the, or mystique, because we recruited somebody. We're about to get another restlessness again. And we got a new acquaintance. Good for us. Alright, so since we got this person hanging around, I want to kind of get rid of them. So let's do that. We're just going to go ahead and recruit some people. Because that doesn't actually give us anything negative. Neville pauses before he speaks and flinches easily. He laughs whenever he thinks you've made a joke. Alright, let's keep going. Okay. I'm more than what I was, and now we have another passion. So we have 4 passion, 3 reason, and 4 health. Alright, what should we study next? I could learn Greek, but that's not really what I want. But at the very least I can keep building up erudition. Another occult scrap, thank you. Go ahead and explore with it. We have plenty of passion to play around with now, so we'll keep entering the wood. At the very least, we'll have a bunch of locations to play around with once we actually have enough personnel to play with. At this point, since all we have is low-ranking members, we need to get more people to handle essentially simple tasks. Granted, if you're playing this blind, you would probably try to explore one of these places already. And at that point, it'll waste a lot of money and possibly lose people. And as much as I'm trying to play kind of like a blind person, I don't want to waste everyone's time by making foolish mistakes. Anyway, Neville is actually a knock type, which is good. Neville pauses before he speaks and flinches easily. He's sensitive to deeper matters. So we got a nice variety. We've gotten 6 different types already. We are still dealing with that nonsense over there. I believe we're gonna get another glimmering, another mystique once we... Actually, I don't think that gives us any mystique. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and recruit one more person. We'll get one of the hanger-ons. And that'll take care of that problem. We'll do some painting again. Get rid of that restlessness. Hopefully we can get some contentment out of it. Because if we can get one contentment, that'll take care of everything. Alright, another moth. That's a bit annoying. Pleasant day. That actually might get us contentment already, so that might take care of our issue. Any of the unnamed guys will become pawns. This one is loyal but lacks initiative. All they're going to get is 1 rank of edge. That's what all pawns will have. But they are edge types, so I will put them down here with the others. Alright, we should be able to go back to recruiting as normal, so I'm going to go ahead and get that going. I haven't given any notoriety yet, so I shouldn't be in any sort of trouble as far as the the hunter's concern. Seeing if there's anything else to play around with. Nope. Cover your ears. Yep, there's that sound again. The well? There we go, cool. A furtive truth. A detail smuggled in from an adjacent narrative. Don't speak this where you may be overheard. Exploring with this scrap of knowledge may uncover secret locations in the Shires. So this is actually a 4-rank secret history. The velvet is strong at the well and in the wood, and the velvet is the hour that keeps secrets, but now and then she lets a little secret fall, like a crumb at a feast. Last night I found a moss-clad rock written all around with the secrets of another history. I might give thanks to the velvet, but it will be wiser not to draw her attention. So with that, we have a furtive truth. And we just finished exploring, so let's go ahead and do that. We now have access to Cater and Hero Limited. It's been abandoned since the explosion. When both the owners died, the machine stands silent. The building is a collapsing shell. Mr. Cater was known to display particular trinkets in his office. Perhaps some yet remain. I'm gonna go ahead and start moving some of these locations. You generally want to keep them in order by some sort of tier. Obviously, the lower tier histories will tend to get you easier locations, though they don't give as big of rewards. Uncover sites in the Shire that feature in the histories. Odd nooks remain in the quiet countryside, here and there for those who know where to look. Go ahead and get that going. We'll go ahead and continue going to the Way of the Wood. Sorry, it's a little bit a lot of repetition. As an aspirant, I literally have nothing to play around with. So I'm not going to have much money to play around with for quite some time. Alright, I got contentment, so that's going to be taken by this despair, and that should take care of that. And we're about to get a light in the skull. So I'll get us an erudition, which we're not going to really be able to do much with, unfortunately. Alright, I just got some contentment. And I just got another restlessness, which I'm going to go ahead and use, I think. Actually, I need a passion, so I might hold off on that for now. As long as I don't get a despair, I should be okay. Yeah, this is gonna break the despair, so you know what? I'll go ahead and take the dread and get back to actually making money, because painting has not been very profitable. Alright, she's gonna take a look at the evidence. We'll see what she's got. And I'm about to get another restlessness because exotic cravings just kicked in. Yep, so the passion, my last passion was just taken because of the acquaintance. As you can see, there's a lot of things going on here. I got a fleeting memory. I don't think there's really much I can do with that. Tentative evidence? Okay, I am safe for now. My adversary has not enough evidence to bring a case against me, and they found no new clues. Alright, so that's half the timer's done with that. Over half the timer's done with that, so hopefully we can get rid of it. Alright, got some erudition. Yeah, it's fine. We'll go ahead and let it stack. Peculiar rumor? No. Let's go to the well. Alright. Nothing I care about. Go ahead and keep that going. Keglin's Scratch. Here the Romans dug for silver until they reached the unsanctioned space where the names hid things not fit for sunlight. Many others have come since, even as the tunnels crumble. Some have never left. And as mentioned, this is, of course, green fields and gray hills in the Shires. It's also classified as a vault. In fact, I think all of these are classified as vaults. Alright, we'll put this in its own row because it's a different location. Alright, is there anything else to play around with? Not really, unfortunately. So we just got another restlessness. We're gonna have to do something about it. I'll deal with the one that's about to, not the one that's about to break, but the other one. If I wasn't already dreaming, I can do something. Alright. So the issue is the money. That's also the other reason why I'm not exploring, because I literally have to spend at least one fund to explore, possibly two, depending on how much stuff is going on. Porter, an acquaintance. Porter was a barber until the court case. Sounds pleasant. And like I mentioned before, I'm trying to get as many bodies as possible. Because money is not going to solve my issues when it comes to dungeons. Peculiar rumor, don't care. Missed the furtive truth. Got some vitality. The well in the wood is sacred to the Grail, the hour that hungers, and to the velvet, the hour that guards secrets. Tonight, as I approached, it heaved with the velvet's moss, struggling waves of deep and vibrant green pulsing again and again from its throat. It surged around my calves, rose to my thighs, and this morning I still feel the velvet's breath strong within me. So it's essentially a different dialogue depending on the type of thing you find. Unfortunately my contentment is gone. I'm going to wait on dreaming again for now. Actually, do I need to? I'm going to say yes, I do. So I will wait for a brief moment. I will continue getting some erudition while I can. I'm up to 4 erudition, which is neat, but not enough to play around with. I need 6 to upgrade. And it's pretty hard to get 6 erudition. Vitality is usually the easiest thing to get a hold of. Alright, glimmering, so that's not helpful. Alright, let's go back to some exercise, shall we? Also, we got some sickness coming our way, so we need to deal with that too. Lots of little things, a lot of micromanaging. We're making progress. I mean, it may not look like much, but we are getting a bunch of people. The issue is actually money, and I don't really have a good solution for that. I can take some risk. I mean, this game does, you have to take risk at some point. I'm just trying to avoid doing so as long as possible. Especially since I'm trying to wait for the tentative evidence to wear off, at the very least. Because spoiler warning, doing explorations into dungeons, or locations rather, does get you infamy, or notoriety. Alright, got all that. Dread is active, but not an issue. Keep studying while you can, and we'll just try to get some money. Yeah, our funds is rapidly dropping, and that's going to become a problem. And I don't think I have a good solution for it. A light in the skull, that would be kind of helpful. Got our health back, that's good. Got the fleeting memory, which is something. Despite the fact you can put it in here, it actually doesn't get you anything. which is a little disappointing. We might have to start, we might have to take a desk job at this point. For what it's worth. Oh, we got a patron. And he knows Aramaic. Dr. Ibn al-Aldim, called the Alpine, I can't pronounce that, I apologize, has an interest in overlooked history. He could use your assistance. So with that, we're going to go ahead and talk to him and see if we can get a commission. Because we need all the help we can get. Besides that... Oh, did I just get some dread? Yeah, I did. Alright, well, that's fine. We're about to get some contentment, so that'll work out. Sort of. Maybe. Possibly. Alright. Besides that... Yeah, let's go ahead and go back to what we're doing. Get that going. Get little bits of money here and there. Alright, if I'm gonna do this thing with this with the reason, I'm gonna have to do it now. So let's just get started. Find clerical work. Find work which will spare my body, but if not my mind. And you can see the background. It's freaking. It looks like one of those. My vocabulary is. It looks like a printing press, to be honest. But I probably am wrong. Commission Lantern. This is easier. He would like you to provide him with any information you can assemble on the severe mysteries of the Lantern. We need a level 2 Lantern. Problem is, I don't have a level 2 Lantern. At all. Or do I? I think you have to use it. I think you have to use lore. I'm pretty sure you have to use lore, but we'll find out. Oh, actually, before we do any of that, let's go ahead and keep hitting some people for as long as we can. Junior position at Glover and Glover. My intellect should be put to better use, but the pay is better than laborer's work. If you don't attend this job regularly, you might suffer demotion. So you might notice there's a timer on it. That's what I mean by a 9 to 5 job. You have to keep going to it, because if you don't, they will fire you, and that will cause a lot of delay. Speaking of delays, let's go ahead and... well, before we do that, let's take a look at this. Yeah, it takes lore. I don't have access to lore, so... It also takes reason, which is another issue we're going to have to run into, because we don't have that much reason to play around with. The scratching of pens, the sourness of dust, the sighing of the younger Glover, the greedy gurgling of the elder. So, we got a junior position, it's a job. Diligence. Extra effort, it might help sometimes. Go ahead and get it started. I will apply extra effort, perhaps they'll appreciate it. Alright, for the time being, I'm not going to use reason anymore. I will go ahead and use passion. And some things we might have to do later, eventually is, well, we might have to take walks to get ourselves vitality, because that's going to be our only way to get rid of certain things, get rid of sickness. Besides that, yeah, it is what it is. We'll go ahead and work on passion for now. Even if you don't have enough to upgrade, it's always good to have some erudition and glimmering on hand. It'll be revealed later why. Alright. Oh, I got erudition, not the other thing. Sorry, I got a message on Facebook, so there's literally a box right in my bottom right corner, so I'm trying to avoid clicking it. course, spacebar is a hotkey for this, which I should be using. Alright. And once again, cult scrap. I can live with that. Also, like I mentioned before, the other issue, the 9 to 5 job is a big issue, because if I have such situations like restlessness kick in, my options of I don't really have any options to get rid of it, because if I start painting, I'll get fired because I won't be attending my job. I mean, it depends on the timer. Like, if I didn't push to work harder, it would be not too bad, but there's situations where the timer will change. Anyway, we'll continue seeking out things and revealing new locations. What was I doing in here? Oh, that's right. I was visiting the Way of the Wood. There is dangers for going to the Mantis, but the Way of the Wood is pretty safe. It's low tier. Oh, good, reason. Oh, good, another patron. Good for them. Mr. Alden, the supervisor of records, has called me into his office to recognize my diligence. I watch the mole on his neck as he talks and talks and talks, but at the end I have a promotion. My new position is better paid and the desk stands at the street window, but I work directly for Mr. Alden now. Mr. Alden is known to be exacting, so we got a promotion. And we only got 1 coin at the moment. The position also notice it's now a 60-second timer. A position in records under Mr. Alden. I earn a little more, I stay a little later. Mr. Alden always watches me closely. If you don't attend this job regularly, you might suffer a demotion. Aspect, annoyance. Here's a thorn in my side. I may yet find a way to remove it. So that's a hint that you can possibly get rid of this. Right now, we're just going to stick with it. I'm better paid than I was, but Mr. Alden has taken an interest in me. Mr. Alden is very particular. Mr. Alden likes things done just so, and Mr. Alden has never believed that I am qualified for this position. Alright, the evidence is gone, so that's good. Have a pleasant day. Okay, that I believe will get me contentment, so that should fix all my issues. Okay, the Forsaken Reach. Along the gray banks of the rotting river, the warehouses wait. Perhaps I have identified one where an unusual cargo was stored. Now, something to note about this particular location is it doesn't actually say it's unique. Now, the game doesn't really tell you this, but at this point, if I were to keep searching with just the basic histories, it's just going to keep giving me the Forsaken Reach over and over again. Now, it's still a place you can explore, and you can still get stuff out of it, but it won't be anything new. So at this point, I'm pretty much good to go on low-tier histories. Which is good. That means we don't have to worry about it as much. And we can actually start saving up our lower tier histories, because those do have a use. Let's go here. Awesome, got a Furtive Truth. Alright, we've read this dialogue already, so I'm not going to. And this is an higher tier one, so I'll go ahead and use that to go and explore the Shire. We'll go ahead and keep exploring. The good news is we don't really need our passion for anything, so it's actually pretty handy to go ahead and keep exploring this area of the Mantis. There are other areas of the Mantis, but we literally just... The problem is we don't have money. We need money to get books. We need money to go explore. It's just everything. It's all bad all the time. But we at least have someone we can talk to. Speak to Poppy Lascelles. My dear, I've been wanting to talk to you. Sometimes I fund scholars of the invisible arts. I'd like to offer you my support, a substantial contribution, and all you need to do, someday, is to introduce me to someone else who will end matters properly. She smiled benignly. Add passion to accept the deal, or reason to interrogate her further. I'm gonna go ahead and... so there's consent. Add passion to accept, or reason to interrogate. I'm gonna go ahead and interrogate. Question Poppy closely. Someone who will end matters properly. So, an amiable woman of property. She'd like to talk to you. So, we'll go and get that started. So, I was complaining about money, but it looks like this person has an interesting job for us. It's not a commission, it looks like. Something different. Work overtime at Mr. Alden's insistence. So, we just spent 60 seconds on this already. And now we now have to spend another 30 seconds. But we will get additional funding. So we're getting 2 coins for every 90 seconds, which is still better than what we've been getting. Actually, it's about the equivalent of the Strong's of Physique stuff at this point. But it's something. It doesn't require as much effort, to say the least. But anyway, I do not believe that you have properly understood the importance of our work here. This task will require your full attention. Add reason to satisfy Mr. Alden. The work is complete when I have assessed the work as complete, and not before. I trust we understand each other. So, yeah. There's a reason why I wanted to avoid the desk job as much as possible. Which is kind of funny, because just around the time I picked up the desk job, I finally got an opportunity to get more money. But that's alright. It's not the end of the world. We'll manage. I mean, what we really need... I'm just trying to think... like, what we really need is lore. If we can get enough lore, we can actually do something about our recruits. We can make them better. Things along those lines. But for right now, just kind of have what we have at the moment. Alright, we got the contentment, which is now being fed into that, so we're good to go on that front. Yeah, and just like that, on this occasion I have determined that your work is of an acceptable standard. You may go. Be punctual tomorrow, please. There may be ways to deal with Mr. Alden. Work overtime at Mr. Alden's assistance. But the good news is we just got 2 coins. Bad news is I pretty much need to keep working. I'll go ahead and work one more time here, and then we'll see if we can get something to happen. More than likely, we're going to need to recruit some people to handle that. Peculiar rumor I don't want. Well, I missed the furtive truth, that's alright. It's not the end of the world. Alright, Gladwin Lake. Beneath the stark slopes of the fells, the mist-wreathed surface of the lake awaits. There was a twin altar here before the Romans came, and a legend of a serpent who was sent to defile that altar. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and send a pawn to go ahead and start scouting for things. Crowded thoroughfares by day, a fog-wrapped labyrinth by night. I'll send my minions out to searching for opportunities. Because if we're gonna do anything about our employer, we need to get some hired help that can actually perform the task better. That's taken care of. We do have some mystique going on here, nothing too serious. She's just gonna hang around longer. Yes, when the season of racks comes around again, my sponsor will require someone for an ending. You can provide someone sufficiently loyal, or you can provide yourself. As you prefer, I don't want to be any trouble. Chilly atmosphere. A peculiar chill lingers in my rooms. An aspect of winter involves endings, and it also involves things that are not dead in silence. So you can probably put 2 and 7 together and get that she probably wants someone dead. Either myself, or I provide someone that can do an ending. In other words, be dead. So, we're gonna go ahead and accept this deal. We need the money. We need to get this done. Accept Poppy's offer. Yes, that's exactly right. I'll come back tonight. Alright, don't need that. Keep exploring, please. Got more passion and glimmerings. What do we have here? A hulking fellow, I get the job done. This hireling may be useful for some expeditions and can help with hunters and annoyances. Not particularly the best, but he'll do. He may be able to get the job done. If he doesn't, it is what it is. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pay the payment. This will buy their loyalty for now. Alright. Mr. Alden has found nothing to criticize in my work today. He does not look up as I leave. We got some money back, that's good. He also didn't cost us another 30 seconds, which is always good. Unfortunately, I'm gonna need to wait about 40 seconds before I get him to be around again. So you know what, we'll just go ahead and get some extra pay while we're at it. And the cult scrap, we'll go ahead and take it. So we'll add this up here for now. Alright. Keep doing passion stuff, please. Alright, new timer. Poppy's request. In the season of rags, Poppy will return. So in about 5 minutes. Accept Poppy's offer. A tiny packet of tiny treasures, a gift from Poppy. She'll see me again in the season of rags for me to make the introduction I promised. A silver spintra, yeah, which is actually, if you recall when we were asking about languages, silver spintria was what was required at the very least. Initiates of the hidden world use spintria to pay for services. They can easily be sold for more traditional funds. Silver spintria are more valuable and usually display scenes of debauchery on the reverse side. Spintria can also be sold for traditional funds at an auction house. So as you can see, it's auctionable at 4, which is pretty impressive. It has secret histories. It has a spintria value of 8. Spintria are a currency of the hidden world. Some spintria are worth more than others, but don't expect to get changed. This is not a grocery. It's also classified as an ingredient, and it's also, as mentioned before, it has scenes of debauchery, which seems to be associated with the aspect of Grail, which is 6 ranks in it. Pretty impressive. Also, we get 10 funds. So now we have money again. A lot of money. The spintria we're going to hold on to for right now. I could use it to learn a language from one of my patrons, but a language is not worth a silver spintria. We'll just put it that way. Do I need to do any talking? No. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna leave the talking alone for the moment. Oh, that finished. Yeah, keep doing sentimental literature, please. Alright, we got the hulking fellow. so for right now, I'm actually going to go ahead and put him here. And just... So remember the thing I said about timers? As long as it's being used in something, they will not... the timer won't tick down. So even though I'm only supposed to have him for 2 minutes, I can delay that for as long as possible by just constantly talking to him. Or having him explore. And I need to talk to him anyway, so once the subject comes up, I can use it. Oh, since Explore is open, let's get more books. That's what we need the money for. Alright. Working overtime again, unfortunately, but that's fine. I missed it again. That's okay. Keep doing what you're doing, please. Alright. Should be okay. On the white, Solomon Husher writes, perhaps a letter that word, of winter, and its long, slow doom romance with the sun. The epigraph is sunset at noon. So we got ourselves a book we can read. I'm gonna go ahead and keep getting ourselves some money, or keep getting ourselves some books with the money we got. And get that going. Alright. Okay, we just made 2 more coins, that's good. And send a minion to murder an annoyance. I want this annoyance gone. This approach is risky. My minion's strength is limited. The annoyance might very easily survive, and the attempt may draw attention. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this because the this investigation should end before then, hopefully, in theory. In the meantime, since that's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and just pop a little bit of a workout here. Passion and Glimmering. I can read this book now. On closer investigation, the work seems to be a theory of aesthetics, or perhaps a set of warnings about the dangers of painting. Go ahead and get that going. Okay, so she's considering the evidence now, so we should be safe. She's not looking for clues anymore. My minion has not returned. They must have failed. This may prove yet embarrassing. Alright, so we have notoriety and we lost the mercenary. It happens. Not the end of the world. So unfortunately we need to get better people. We need that was with a 3 edge. So any of my other minions probably won't do much better. Collection of essays. With 2 erudition we can gain reason with this. So we can actually get more reason with that. That's pretty handy. Alright. So yeah, for the time being, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Also in the meantime, we might as well get some more people. At the very least, since we have funding again, and we kind of have a steady job, we can at least we can start getting some books again, and that's really the key. That's the important stuff. So, not much we can do about the annoyance. It's going to be there for a while. Alright. Now, the question is just whether or not Connie Lee will do another investigation before my notoriety runs out. If not, she could potentially throw out evidence again. And if that happens, I'm going to have to wait things out for a bit. There we go, Furtive Truth. Alright, so we got another one of these, that's good. Keep doing what you're doing here, please. Also, we're about over time, so I'm just gonna finish up this. We get another book. The Locksmith's Dream, Portions of Proportions, the second volume of Teresa's Gallimire's examination of parallels in the mystic dreams of artisans. The frontispiece has been slashed with a razor. Alright, and we'll go ahead and explore this. And that'll be it for right now. I am the Depressed Hero, and this was Cultist Simulator. Making a little bit of progress. It's just a little slow going. Like I said, the Aspirant is has the slowest start because I literally start with nothing. But yeah, see you guys next time.